Hello, everyone. Okay, so in this video, I will do an intro regarding a lingering issue with the critical 29th degree of when Pluto was in Capricorn that will play out in December as well, and how the Mars Pluto opposition from November is still in play and until spring 2025. I will also briefly discuss the four super full moons of this year that are related because of their vibrational effects. Then I will give you a quick rundown of December's three main themes. Then I will put up December's planetary alignment with the aspects and degrees for you to take a screenshot of. And then I will also give you some hints and tools to help you navigate a clearer picture for your signs. Thereafter, I will give you a personal scope for each sign for December, and it will have a snippet of your 2025 scope. So that'll be included. So a lot of information, and I will probably speed up the, not the volume, but the video to get more airtime in each video, as I will have several videos because I can't fit all signs on one. So if the video is too fast, just go to the the settings icon on the YouTube video and slow it down if you need to. Okay, and I'll mention the pinned comments in the intro. So, okay, so I want to start off this intro by saying you would be forgiven for not believing all this hullabaloo of astrologers and others celebrating the end of Pluto in Capricorn, yay, in November, and onwards to bigger and better things. Obviously, many of you are not feeling that way, or you may have a nagging feeling, maybe discontent, or some sort of like a thorn in your side. And you are right. This is another reason I have not put out a dedicated video for Pluto and Aquarius for all signs. But that will surely come in the future because we have plenty of time and it is a 20-year transit. But in the near future, I will put that video out um, because I want to first help you understand this lingering feeling and planets and the asteroids that are coming in for a cleanup in Isle Capricorn. um, Plus, I just don't want to leave anyone behind, and there's a lot of wrapping up behind that's left. I'm specifically referring to this wrap up or this cleanup in Isle Capricorn. I'm specifically referring to Ceres, the dwarf planet, and the very critical 29th degree of Capricorn. Um, that, Pluto has gone back and forth over the last few months. And Ceres is just as powerful as Pluto, but with a different strategy in mind. Mercury is retrograde and will be shadow retrograde through December until January 4th. I mean, it will go direct, I think, around December 15th, but it will still be in its shadow retrograde, and that doesn't clear until January 4th. Mars is about to retrograde in Leo, and it'll back up all the way into Cancer until it goes forward again in both signs, which ends in April of 2025, or maybe a little later. And the North and South nodes are in Aries and Libra, respectively, until the end of January. So with the nodes, it's 18 or 19-year karmic and repetitive story. And finally, as our transformation has been completed with Pluto in Capricorn, but from within, we are now transforming on the outside or trying to reconstruct those broken pieces that Pluto just trampled on. If you remember from the November scope, I said this will come in three stages in December. And the first stage is this first week of December. And then the second stage is the winter solstice, and then finally at the end of the month with the new moon on New Year's Day. And in three spaced apart stages from January, spring, and mid-year 2025. Okay, but I will go in more detail with each scope, each individual scope for you guys on how that all plays out. But right here, I just wanted to give you, like a synopsis. Okay, so now the tools and hints that you can get. Um, First, you can get your natal chart by Googling free birth charts. So you can see where December's planetary degrees may match your natal planetary degrees, which will mean where, when, and how you will be affected. Also, to get a clearer picture, listen for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. And remember, your sun sign is where you shine. That's where your personality is, or where your strength is. It is your father, what your father imparted onto you. Your moon sign is your emotions. They are hidden. The moon is hidden. It is at night. It is what your mother imparted onto you. And then you can listen to your ascendant sign, which is the persona you display. It is the mask. It is how people see you. Uh, Now, just one note on this is some people and astrologers disagree with the ascendant um, being the persona and rather point to the I can't say it, mimium coli or the IC. It's in your chart. Um, they say that the IC is really your persona, and it is very much related to a family member that you may have been affected by, or family members or friends say you sound and look like that family member. I personally have tested this and it has proven to be correct. So it is up to you if you want to listen to that sign as well, your Mimium Coli. All right, another tool, and this is rather a hint, is planets show us what is happening, signs show us how it is happening, and houses show us where it is happening. Okay. Okay, also look for the pinned comments for related links I may mention and for links to other signs that will, again, not entirely fit in one video. So I want to spend a few minutes briefly reminding you regarding the super full moons we've had since September, because they are related, of how we got here. Again, only 1 or 2 points on each. So the first one was August 19th, super full moon in Aquarius, which was called the super blue moon. So the moon in Aquarius opposed the Leo sun, and both the sun and moon squared wild Uranus, which was in Taurus and still is, as well as Jupiter and Saturn squared off. So that was pretty powerful. And when I say, the super full moon in Aquarius, you would look to where Aquarius, which house Aquarius falls in your solar chart. In your natal chart, also, you would look to see if you have any Aquarius factors. And then you would look to the house in the Leo, where Leo dominates in your solar chart, and then you will understand where those oppositions were. Okay, and the second one was September's partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. It was called the super harvest moon. Um, this eclipse in Pisces did oppose the Virgo sun. So again, look to your Pisces. So, for example, if you're like a Sagittarius, you would count two Pisces. So it would be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So Sagittarius would be your first house, Capricorn your second, Aquarius your third house, and Pisces would be your fourth house. Okay, and then Virgo. So you would count all the way to Virgo, and then you'll know which houses oppose. Okay. And here there was some sort of ending in your Pisces dominated house, but there was some sort of a dual option and there was some kind of a reversal. Okay, the third super full moon was October's um, October 17th super full moon in Aries, which is called the super hunter's moon. And prior to that, the first week in October, we did have a Libra solar eclipse, which opposed the Aries sun. So and plus we have the north and south nodes in Aries and Libra respectively. So all that is in play, and what that was saying was an opposition or a push pull between independence and partnerships, or independence at the risk of losing partnerships, or codependency at the risk of having independence, and so on and so forth. And again, I have videos dedicated to these super full moons, as well as you can, there's videos for the month, so you can go back and listen to those if you're interested. The final super full moon was the Taurus super full moon on November 15th or thereabouts. It was called the Super Beaver Moon. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus was in Capricorn, I believe, at that time. Uranus was also in Taurus, and Taurus. Um, so there was a tight conjunction with Taurus and Uranus in the moon, which opposed the Scorpio sun. So that was pretty powerful too. But I will say the most powerful of the four super full moons um, was the October 17th doozy of a full moon in Aries, which opposed the Sun in Libra and squared Mars in Cancer and Pluto. Not to mention, there was a Mars Pluto opposition. I think a few days earlier, or maybe in November. Well, it was an applying opposition. Um, in any case, the super full moon in Aries, in opposition to the Libra Sun, um, there was an ending in your Aries-dominated house, um, wanting some sort of independence at the expense of your Libra-dominated house. So a relationship was severed, or was the cause of the ending, or um, there was, or Libra was stifled in being its true self in a relationship, so that it would not rock the boat, as Aries demanded independence. Okay. Now, the last thing I have to mention for your own good, or for your information, sorry, some people get mad when I say for your own good. So, as an FYI, or to be aware of, as I mentioned earlier, Mars will retrograde from Leo all the way back up into Cancer, where it opposed Pluto in Capricorn in November. Of course, this time Pluto will be in Aquarius, opposing Cancer. It'll happen next year. Um, but the theme of the original opposition will be in play, okay? The overarching theme. Uh, but since it'll be in Pluto will be in Aquarius, there'll be some kind of a twist. And Cancer rules the home and family. So again, the theme of tradition, home and family will be in play in another opposition then. And that is why I mentioned in your October full moon in Aries ending that ending will be revived in spring of 2025 somehow. And 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 I also mentioned trying not to have a I'm doing air quotes volatile ending, or rise up to the heat, because Mars is the god of war and action. Because it will carry over to this new beginning, this revival in spring of 2025. Nonetheless, whatever happened, at least you are now aware of any issues or conflicts that may come up with this revival. And calm, formidable, and being disciplined will really help you with this. So try to remember that. Now, um, with this intro about this lingering um, Pluto and Capricorn 29 degrees and these super full moons. And I'm not saying that there isn't something new happening for all of us and around us. There is. But like I mentioned, there is a lingering opposition, an issue which has crescendoed and which might feel almost irreconcilable, or even daunting for some. For others, it might be just like a thorn in their side. So, yes, unfortunately, there still is some work to be done here, and God or the universe, in its wisdom, know this, and the planetary alignments and aspects until about next spring or mid 2025 will be helping us with letting go where we need to, and or coming to a compromise, agreement, or even reversal that needs to happen. And more immediately, the universe is sending in Ceres, uh, Pluto's most important equal, um, and who forced Pluto to compromise over Persephone. I believe Pluto's story is in October Scope. I'm not sure, but I'll put a link if you want to hear the story of Pluto and Persephone and Ceres. Ceres brought Pluto to his knees. Um, so so this first week of December, Ceres is doing just that. um, 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 has taken over from Pluto, because Pluto left Capricorn. Ceres took over from Pluto in Capricorn and is transversing that critical 29th degree. Okay, she is cleaning up after the hurricane, but cleaning up whether you like it or not, um, cleaning up in the sense of a compromise, and an equitable compromise where both parties um, gain and and lose. So you sacrifice to gain a compromise. And then Ceres will be moving to 0 degrees in Aquarius at the end of this first week of December, but more on that later. So Ceres is one of the 3 immediate planetary components of December that will help you with this outer transformation and reconstructing those broken pieces that we're all picking up now. It will help you with your newfound phoenix wings that Pluto gave to us. Remember, Pluto is about transformation. It's about the phoenix rising from the ashes, about rebirth. Like I said, she is the first of 3 other things that are going on in December. And December will have 3 themes, um, and I will go into each scope right at the beginning. I will tell you what those 3 themes are for December. And I think this is a good segue to go. Okay, so this is December 2024's planetary lineup, and I did list almost all of the planetary aspects just as a Christmas present for everyone. Of course, I will not go over each and every single aspect that you see here. I will only um, mention the significant ones that will resonate more. But I went ahead and did everything for December just as a Christmas present. So go ahead and take a screenshot, and you can stop the video and take a screenshot if you want. So we have the 1st through the 5th, and then the 6th through the 9th, and 9th through the 15th, 17th through the 21st. 21st is the winter solstice. The 22nd through Merry Christmas, the 25th, and the 26th through the 31st. Okay, so those are the planetary lineups. You can stop the video and take the different screenshots and match it to your natal chart and follow along. So now, hi Aquarius. I am so sorry about I didn't realize your video and the Pisces video failed to upload, and when I went to see what happened, I couldn't retrieve the files, so I had to rewrite everything and record and fix the video, do the video editor. So thus the delay in getting it out to you. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's start right away because there is a lot of information to cover. In December has 3 themes, all different yet related. Excuse me. The first theme has to do with your second house of job, income, and your value system, or how you value yourself. The second one has to do with the tangible way of how you appear, your physical self, your wardrobe, style, and accessories, hair, skin, tattoos, cosmetic surgery, makeup. And it can also extend to the non tangible, such as your name, your title, the title that comes after your name, your CV, your profile, and profile online, your Google profile, single, dating, or married uh, status, the filters you can use on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or what was Twitter before, but now is X, YouTube, um, or the way you appear in photos, your portrait. Is it a couple's portrait, family portrait, or are you always singular in pictures? The first house also includes the way your reputation is seen as upstanding and the normal Joe. First house also covers slander, success, defamation, or being famous, or just the first impression people get of you. The third theme is your hidden world and your psyche, inclusive of your past, drug or alcohol abuse, confining spaces, definitely your faith, whether you are, faithful or agnostic, or an atheist, and your sacrifices. And this third theme has one last push in the month of December with three different phases, and that is because of an opposition that happened, and you may have hurried through when Pluto was in Capricorn before it had left Capricorn. Okay, so the first week of December, you have rolled up the welcome mat and then just thrown it to the side to anyone involved or giving their 2 cents worth regarding your job, income, and value system. I don't know if you have ever seen that movie with Drew Barrymore where she goes back in time to her high school days, where she was quite homely and naive, of course, because she was young, and people picked on her, even the people she called her friends, or she, thought she could protect her. They protect her. Well, there's one line in the movie where she realizes her power and screams, "I'm not Josie Grossi anymore." That is sort of you regarding the sacrifices you've made with maybe taking a lesser job than you are worth, or taking work home, or working later for free and not being compensated, taking a pay cut to avoid a demotion or a lateral move, or some kind of that, or being the main one pitching in with joint finances than your other half, etc. and etc. You are laying down the law with putting up boundaries early this week, even with your partner or partners who may object that changing this area of your life will hurt joint finances. You have had it, and you are not Josie Grossi anymore. Let us thank Saturn for making formidable way and throwing you an anchor when you almost got lost at sea here. How did you get so far lost at sea? Well, one reason is Neptune is very powerful in its home sign of Pisces. Pisces is your second house of job and income, and he rules illusions, idealism, fog, alcohol, oil, and the sea. You may have even been in one of these industries or may end up there. And the second reason is because Neptune allows for an escape, and your job and income have become, or were, there was some sort of pleasing escape for you here. So you may have been in a job where there was more meditation and 4-hour lunch breaks and resort retreats than there was much work being done. You may have been, one of the, well, yeah, maybe you were one of the Twitter employees before Elon Musk took over, as an example. It's just an example. In any case, whatever has been the case with your job and income, you have realized that the flotation device with this simply was not, or is not strong enough for the really large waves coming at you. Thus, you putting up these boundaries and strategizing either an exit or even starting your own business or company, or just having this ideal job, but with getting paid what you are worth. More on that when I discuss your December planetary lineup. Okay, the second theme comes in hard and fast at the end of the first week of December, end of this week, regarding your appearance and profile. What has started with a group or friends back at the end of November, maybe even before then, when Pluto left Capricorn and entered Aquarius. These friends or the group represents a new power and control strategy that you desire to maybe radically change the way you appear. Per Pluto, your first house of self is to be cleaned out, reconstructed, and transformed, and in that order, so that the next stage of your life will have a powerful foundation to stand on as you climb on to the next level. The universe is sending in unique, forward thinking, and in your case, like minded Aquarian people who have Plutonian power to help you start decluttering how you are seen and how you handle any criticism, slander, praise, or defamation here. You may have not cared so much in the past if you went to the store in your pajamas, or that you had a tattoo across your forehead that said, "Eat the rich." when you were applying to a Fortune 500 company, or appeared at your own wedding dressed in a bikini because, well, whatever, the reception was going to be a luau on the beach anyway. So, and these, they're silly examples, but I'm trying to paint a picture here. So, a desire was triggered in you at the end of November to be seen in a particular way, and that would empower you. And an opportunity has either quickly happened, sweeping you up, or an offer too good to be true has fallen in your lap. And you do have, for lack of a better word, anxious feelings of pinch me to see if this is real, or okay, what's the catch? You see, Aquarius, you are the one who likes to shock people. You have a quirky personality, a Uranian personality, but you are put off guard when a shocking situation happens to you, or a situation that is faster than you can think of the idea, the production, and the end result. And that is what I meant in the November scope when I mentioned that a desire you had to physically transform yourself may have seemed out of reach, and that you would get that opportunity surprisingly fast and easier than you thought. If I didn't mention that, that's what I meant. More to say on this when I go through your December planetary lineup. Um, but for the purposes of this summary of your December scope, the second week of December, specifically starting around the 7th of December, you will be made aware of where you stand with your desire regarding this transformation within a group or outside of this group, harnessing their power. And this brings us to the third theme of December, which is your Capricorn related 12th house of secrets, your psyche and behind the scenes activity. And don't roll your eyes, please, because I have to deal with it. Everybody has to deal with it. You too have to deal with it. Anyway, this third theme in December will be broken down in three parts. Not per me, per the universe. The first part has to do with an opposition that started building in late August. September started growing stronger in October, and in November we saw an exact opposition between Mars, which was in Cancer at that time, and that is your sixth house of health, habits, routines, and scheduling, which opposed Pluto in Capricorn, your 12th house of behind the scenes. That happened in November, just as Pluto was transversing the last critical 29th degree of Capricorn. A big issue maybe with a health or scheduling routine, maybe even you might have been taking care of a family member, because that's the sixth house. It covers that. And because also Cancer natally rules the home and family. And between that and something in regards to your 12th hidden house of secrets. So a fallout has occurred where you are once again, and for the last time, yes, the last time, I promise, I really do, that you will be, sorry about that you will be dealing with power and control issues. It has to do with an issue regarding independence and relationships, or independence versus relationships that are codependent. Whatever it is, both dynamics are extremely important to you, or the people that represent these things, or the things that represent them. And you do want to find a solution, but how? Since it is at loggerheads, it is an opposition, and oppositions are not like squares. Opposition is both sides are saying it is going to be this way or no way. Well, the first week, the mother of all compromises, the formidable um, series, the one who brought Pluto down to his knees, powerful Pluto nonetheless, um, over with a compromise regarding her daughter, is working to lay out a foundation for a compromise here in this first week. And the second of this third part will come more debating about a compromise around the winter solstice on December 21st. And finally, but tentatively, a new deal is struck towards the end of December with the New Year's moon in Capricorn. And I say tentatively because Sagittarius, Mercury, the planet of compromises, contracts, agreements, and thinking, uh, will be direct, but it will still not be out of its shadow until January 4th. And also, we have this opposition that is, yes, releasing, but it's still there until late spring next year, as well as we have Mars in Cancer and Leo retrograding, and will finish retrograde and go forward um, by the end of spring as well. So mid 2025 is when we can finally see uh, the outer transformation of our Capricorn trials, um, and which is fitting nicely with this New Year's new moon in Capricorn, as we plant the seeds then, or start that new opportunity, because then by the Capricorn full moon, mid 6 months later, it will be mid 2025, and we will harvest the fruit of our labor then. All right, onwards to deciphering what, when, and where it is all happening with your December planetary lineup. Let me just do one quick thing. Okay, and the December lineup now. So on the first, there is a new moon. First and second, there is a new moon in Sagittarius. So that is your 11th house of friends, groups, and associations. You might get a call or a new opportunity, or you are planting the seeds of this friendship on this new moon. The only thing is that it's a Sagittarius, so this idea might be lacking details because Sagittarius doesn't do details, so it might be unrealistic. Not the idea itself, but maybe the timing of it. Okay, and we'll go to skip to the fourth. The sun in Sagittarius, again, that's your 11th house of friends, at 13 degrees, will square Saturn in Pisces, your second house of job and income. Uh, Today, you are alone and facing the music, um, or no one around you has the answers. And it is good that no one is around you, actually, because you can clearly see it from your own perspective and initiate what you want. Um, for yourself. You are not one of the signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degrees. So do look for 13 degrees in your natal chart, and where Pisces or Sagittarius is in your natal chart, if they are even in your natal chart, because sometimes you don't have those. But look, then what you do is you look for 13 degrees. Okay, we'll skip to the sixth. Mars, excuse me, in Leo will station retrograde. Now, if you're new here, I'm always harping about paying attention to the day of, the day before, and the day after of when a planet stations, either to go retrograde or forward, because it lifts the veil and you get a snippet of the outcome here. The only other thing that I wanted to say about Mars turning retrograde is that, let's see where Leo is for you. Leo is your seventh house of partnerships. I should have known that. So the past few weeks, you have been very assertive with partners. Okay. Um, Now, when Mars turns retrograde, Mars is the god of war, action, and heat. Uh, if you try to assert yourself with partners here, you're going to get a pushback. And that assertiveness is going to, that energy will be doubled back at you. So the trick here is to pace yourself and use discipline, and play your own devil's advocate with this conflict rather than putting it out there. Have it be within yourself, so that when Mars does go forward in Leo, you will get what you want regarding this partnership. But you will be on a stronger footing if here, these next few weeks when it's retrograde, you don't assert, so that you don't get that energy back at you. All right, and boom, here we go. The 7th of December. So this weekend, Ceres, Venus, and Pluto will all conjunct in your sign, Aquarius, at 0 degrees. And we also have a new moon in Pisces at 0 degrees, and Neptune in Pisces will station direct, as well as we have the Sun in Sagittarius at 16 degrees, opposing Jupiter in Gemini at 16 degrees. Fun action today. First, let me discuss the friendships, associations, or group that appeared around November 19th, discussing the power and control you desire regarding transformation of your physical self. Uh, this group, or these Aquarian genius people or whatever, will be around you, and you will see whether you're inside the group or outside the group wielding this power. And for all signs, I only concentrated on Venus and Pluto, but I am going to add Ceres as well here for you because it's important. So Venus's role is to attract people, um, love, riches, fortune, and fame. Pluto is the god of the underworld, and he is a special god. He has more power than the other gods, so very powerful. And what Venus is doing is it's attracting powerful Aquarians or Aquarian like people who have Plutonian power, who can deliver this transformation to you that you thought was unreachable regarding your first house. Now, concentrating on the people here, since it's Aquarius, I just want to let you know yes, Aquarius is all about humanity and the good of all and the group. But Aquarians, contrary to popular belief, are actually really loners within the group. And they need to be that way. They're a kind of emotionless because they need to rally a very diverse set of people. Because, a couple has a hard time deciding on where to go to eat, let alone a whole family being in agreement. So Aquarians are aloof that way to be able to get everybody on board and in control. And Aquarius also, regarding the group, they have a hierarchy. Um, so yeah, the group, as far as Aquarians are concerned, there's a hierarchy. There's a class system, a sectarianism, um, believe it or not, and you may feel that you are not uh, part of this class, or you can't uh, reach this class. So that's what Venus is doing. Venus and Pluto, they're uh, they're giving you that magic that you can permeate this strata of this class so that you can rub elbows with them and you can harness the power that they have to transform yourself. Then I will, like I said, only for you regarding Ceres, conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So if you don't know who Ceres is, I've done a whole uh, video regarding Pluto's story of abducting Persephone, who was Ceres' daughter. You can look in on my channel and find that. I will actually link it in the comments if you're interested to hear about that. Ceres is the mother. She is the mother-in-law. She is the wife. She is the sister. She is the female relative or extended family member here. Uh, and Ceres is the mother-daughter uh, friction, or the way they interact with each other and how they love each other. So, in regards to you, Aquarius, it has to be it has to do with the way you appear, the way um, your profile is, or something about reputation, or maybe slander, or something like that. And Ceres is here to show you why this is happening. Planets manifest into people to show us what Ceres is trying to do. So your encounter, if you're a girl, you will be dealing with the mother or the mother-in-law or your guys' sister or female relative. If you're the man, you will be dealing with your own mother or the mother-in-law or the female relative. And she will be teaching you so that you can understand uh, the relationship of love between a mother and a daughter, or a mother and a son, or a mother-in-law's role in a couple's relationship. And Ceres is just famous for compromises. She is the the other thing I wanted to say is she also teaches you what a grieving mother is. So again, you can listen to the video of Pluto's story to understand that dynamic. I won't beat a dead horse here, but that's you will be made aware of these people on the 7th, and all these people have power and control, and you want to harness that to change your image. So that's what Ceres is doing, that's what Venus is doing, that's what Pluto is doing. Okay, let's go on to The sun in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini. And then again, Sagittarius is your 11th house of friends, and Gemini is your 5th house of romance. So this can be viewed two ways. Yeah, it opposes. This can be viewed two ways. One would be your Sagittarius and your Gemini dominated houses are opposed to the way things should be handled, and they're just at loggerheads. Both of them are saying it's going to be my way or no way, and you will see a finale or an ending of both of these houses, um, or it can culminate in another way. Okay, because there's some oppositions that are good, and specifically, there's really only one, but there might be one or two more. But this one is part of the good opposition as well, even though it's an opposition, because it is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very hopeful. Um, and it's very fun. And it is opposing its own ruling planet in the sign of partnerships. So this can manifest in riches, money, and fame as well, um, because it can be harvesting the fruit of your labor, of your trials and tribulations here when it comes to this opposition. So the trick here is, since it is the most powerful planet, the sun, and an equally powerful planet, the planet of luck, Jupiter, whatever it's giving you here, be grateful. Because it's the scenario where you'll be like, oh, that's nice, but it would have been really nice if it was this way. Don't do that. Especially with the sun in Sagittarius and Jupiter being retrograde, because if either one gets mad, they'll be like, oh, really? Okay, then I'll take this one too. And they'll take it all away. But seriously, yeah, it's one of those deals. And you are not one of the signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degree. So do look for 16 degrees in your natal chart. And then also, if you have Sagittarius or Gemini in your natal chart, and you will get a clearer picture of how you'll be affected. And then Neptune stationing direct at 27 degrees. So it's the uphill battle that you have been feeling the last few months regarding your job and your income, or your value system here. Is the realization, well, because you've had to struggle since Neptune has been retrograde. You've maybe thrown up your hands up in the air and say, it was all an illusion, whatever. But and you think you've lost, but you will see that your hard work here has actually yielded not the illusion but the reality. And we do want to pay homage to Saturn here, because he has helped us do the hard work of putting up boundaries so that this illusion becomes a reality. And then uh, if you're new here, I do harp on about paying attention to the day before and the day after a planet stations to go direct or retrograde, because it lifts the veil and you get a snippet of the outcome or what the problem is. Okay, and you also have a new moon in your second house of job, money, and income here. So either a new opportunity that you're starting, or you're seeding the idea of a new opportunity regarding your job and income. You will not be directly impacted regardless of the degrees. So Neptune stationing direct at 27 degrees. Look for 27 degrees in your natal chart, please. All right, going on to, no, not that one. On the 12th, Venus in Aquarius, your sign, in your first house of self, will oppose Mars in Leo. And this is at 5 degrees. Let me see where Leo is for you. Oh, yes, it's your partnership house. I should have known that. All right, so this is Venus and Mars. This is man and a woman, girls and boys. This is romantic problems. This is romantic fights, and it can manifest two ways. It can be, the breakup to make up, because that can be sensual, or the charm offensive. It can be like that, or it can be a romantic problem that stirs into a fight, um, and a no back down fight. But what it's trying to do here is it's reversing the roles so that both of you can walk in each other's shoes, so you know what it feels like. And sorry, that was my pug. But it's Venus and Mars. They can never get enough of each other anyway. They fight and make up, fight and make up. Uh, and you are one of the 5 signs that will be directly impacted regardless of the degrees. So watch the 12th. All right, on the 13th, the moon in Gemini will oppose Mercury in Sagittarius at 6 degrees. Sagittarius is your 11th house of friends, and Gemini is your 5th house of love and romance. Mercury and Venus are all about party. Let's have fun, networking, socializing, and get togethers. So either expect an invitation on this day or being in a party or a gathering and discussing, having discussions with a firebrand, a very happy-go-lucky, optimistic person, maybe, or a fast talker. This person will end up being very important in your near future, specifically in January and February. So pay attention to who you meet and what the discussion is about. It can be also somebody you know who will say, "Oh my God, my sister does this. Why don't I hook you up?" Or, "Oh, my boss's friend can hook you up." And if that's on offer, take it up because it's going to be important. So pay attention to the 13th because you are one of the 6 signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degrees. Moving on to the 15th, it's a heavy duty day. So grab your wine or your tea and let me break it down. The sun in Sagittarius at 23 degrees will oppose the moon this time in Gemini at 23 degrees. Mercury in Sagittarius will station to go direct at 6 degrees. And then we have the full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees. You are not one of the signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degrees. So 23 degrees is important. Look at where that is in your natal chart, and 6 degrees as well regarding Mercury. So regarding the talk, the agreements. I'll take the last first. Your Gemini related house, your 5th house of love romance. There's an ending here, and it feels like a major decision. But the problem here is this sinking feeling, this concerning feeling, a nagging feeling that this is not what you desire, um, not really want, but desire. Um, and that is why I always say try to avoid any life altering decisions during a full moon, because full moons, while other people and some astrologers say, oh, the full moon is full and it illuminates what's hidden, and no, it does not. Full moons conceal. Um, yeah, it illuminates whatever's going on, but there is a secret component hidden from you. Plus, we have Mercury that's retrograde. Even though it's stationing here direct, it will still be in retrograde shadow until the January 4th. So there's information and communication that's hidden from you as well. And we have other planets retrograde, Mars and Leo in your opposite house. So there's a lot of information you don't have. And if you can wait until January 4th, it would be best because then you will be making an informed decision and a clearer decision here. Now, Mercury is stationing direct in Sagittarius. Again, pay attention to the communication, to the way you're thinking, to the contracts and agreements, the phone calls on this day as it stations, because the veil will be lifted and you will get a snippet of what the problem was since November with Mercury in Sagittarius. And as well as this snippet will give you what the outcome is. And then the sun in Sagittarius opposing the moon in Gemini. This is about the sun is shining a light on your friendship and group house. It is up for review. Every year the sun does fall into Sagittarius, as well as other signs. So this is a yearly review of your friendship house. But whatever's happening in your friendship house, it is opposing the feelings that you have in your Gemini house, which is your 5th house of love, romance, children, and pets. So they are letting you know that the feelings you have about your romance house is just not the way they see it. And this can be useful. I mean, it's not that you have to listen to them, but it can be useful It is an outside person that's getting a clear perspective. So watch the communication there. Um, you are, like I said, you are not one of the signs that will be affected by, uh, these three transits, regardless of the degrees. So look for the degrees of 23 in your birth chart and 6 degrees to get a clearer picture of how this will play out for you. We go on to the 18th of December. The Sun in Sagittarius will square Neptune in Pisces at 27 degrees. And I am doing this for all the signs. So if they have to put up with it, you're going to put up with it. I'm going to be singing Torn Between Two Lovers, Feeling Like a Fool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I try to entertain myself. No, when I wrote the summary, I used the torn between the past and what the present is, and every time I saw that word, that song has kept in my mind. So it's been tormenting me. And you know how long these scopes take to record and re-record and all that. So this, oh my god. And I've been doing it with all signs, and I was like, I'm gonna do it to Aquarius too, even though it's not about your love life. All right, seriously. This is a classic torn between the past and what the present situation is, between these two houses. So your 11th house of friends and your second house of value and income. And you're trying to reconcile the two. And you may feel that you have lost both, but you haven't. And you won't. You just need to have faith, because Pisces is all about faith. It rules faith. Faith. Um, Jesus, the sign of Jesus is the two fishes. So you just need to have faith in the present, and yes, be ready to sacrifice some of the past so that a vacuum is initiated and it can take in the present quickly. All right, that's all I have to say about that. And I promise that will be the last song I sing. On the 19th, the Venus in your sign will trine Jupiter in Gemini at 14 degrees. This is gorgeous. This is a beautiful aspect. I love trines. And this specifically is a very beautiful trine. But sometimes trines we don't feel because they're good aspects. But Venus, again, attracts money, romance, love, riches, fortune, and fame. And Jupiter is the planet of good luck and expansion. So since May, Jupiter has been expanding your fifth house of love, romance, children, and creativity. Um, uh, and Now it has gone retrograde. So that expansion and that luck has stopped while you review and cut away the fat. But at this time, and because of everything that's happening around us, we really need some of Jupiter's luck. And a little expansion is not going to hurt. So that's what Venus is doing. It's cajoling Jupiter, like, come on, come on. I know you're sleepy, but just give us a little. And Jupiter will. Nobody can deny Venus, let alone Jupiter, the womanizer in the sky. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I crack myself up. Okay, Jupiter will comply with Venus, and it will actually give some of that luck that we needed sorely at this time. And you will start to feel a little luck in your fifth house. And that may be even coming from the way you appear, because Venus is in your first house. All right, you are one of the 5 signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degree. So watch the 19th. All right, boom, bingo, the 21st. This has to do regarding, the Capricorn related issue that I talked about that is coming in 3 phases in December. The first phase, reminder again, was the first week where Ceres is laying out a compromise. Here on the 21st, when the sun enters Capricorn at the winter solstice, and the winter solstice represents the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. So here, that compromise, that first week that was laid out here, it's getting kicked around, debated, modified, perfected, and what have you. And this is the 21st through Christmas Eve, maybe even through Christmas Day, because it's all about get-togethers, and others will start talking about this with you. So look for, what are we looking for? 0 degrees, because it's when the sun enters Capricorn. All right, on the 22nd, I was not going to do this, but I am, because I feel it is important. Um, the 22nd, we have a last quarter moon in Libra. Watch the space, pay attention to this, because this is giving you a commercial of a movie that's playing out. It'll give you a snippet of the outcome. Um, and it is the ending of a repetitive situation by the end of January. And this repetitive situation is a karmic, um, it's a karma that's playing out from 18 to 19 years ago. Okay. Um, and it is about independence and relationships, independence and the codependency of relationships. All right. Um, and I've explained in the intro much more, because there's much more to this story. So I really advise you to listen to the intro, because it has to do with the solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd, and it has to do with the crazy lunatic full supermoon in crazy Aries. That was quite volatile, and this repetitive situation, and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to spend time discussing all that. That would take another 20 minutes. So what it's saying here is some of you will be leaving a partnership behind, maybe even partially, if that can even happen. um, or you may come to an agreement with this relationship that let's 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 just chill it for now to see if it really is meant to be. So by the end of January, between the 22nd of December and January, this relationship may be left. Those of you who aren't leaving this relationship, because there are married people who are solid as a rock, and what have you, but there were still issues within the relationships, because Libra is all about that. They will realize that it is not because you can't, but because you choose to stay, let's say, for a higher purpose. But like I said, by the end of January, if you choose to stay, the codependency, repetitive issue will disappear. And independence, even if you stayed in a relationship, will win out, where both of you will be able to feel lighter. You'll both respect each other's independence, even if you are in a relationship. Excuse me. Um, and you are not one of the signs that will be impacted directly. And I don't have the degrees to this. I'm so sorry. Well, because like I said, I wasn't going to discuss this, but you can always Google what the degrees are at the last quarter moon in Libra on the 22nd of December. I should have done that. But the signs that are affected are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And if you see a pattern here, I do. These are all cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are very powerful. And Capricorn is the most powerful out of all these. Um, and yes, I mean, I can go on and explain why I think that is, because some will be like, no, Libra is no Cancer. No, it is Capricorn, but I'm not going to do that in this video. So this is heavy duty, and this is serious stuff, and this will happen either way. So yeah, cardinal signs set the rules, and we, us peons, we follow them. All right, let's skip to what's happening on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, we have Jupiter in Gemini, that is your fifth house of love and romance and children, will square Saturn in Pisces at 14 degrees. This is the second and the last square to Saturn. The first time it happened, Jupiter was direct and expanding your romance house and children house, while Saturn was retrograde. So it was muted. So what you were taking on and what Jupiter was just dishing out nonstop, Saturn was not able to protect you and say, okay, this is enough here. Don't do that too much. So now, this time, the second time Jupiter is retrograde, you are reviewing all that expanded in this house. And Saturn here is helping you trim the fat. Okay. Now, this is also making sure you do that. Okay, I've committed and go back. So Saturn is cautioning that even though you may feel that you have committed and can't go back, I'm talking about cutting out the fat. Saturn is saying that no matter, there are no excuses. I'm giving you a crack to slide through. even if you've made the commitment. The outcome is not going to be good. Um, and there is still a choice either way. That there is a way your choice takes you. What I'm trying to say is for those of you who see this relationship as an uphill battle or going against everybody or going against the grain, Saturn is controlling the fallout and giving you an escape route. If you choose to go against the grain, when Jupiter turns the direct, uh, Saturn uh, will unleash the fallout, along with Jupiter expanding the problems even more. So it will be tested to no amends. If it's going smoothly and everything's peachy keen, it'll be great. But if there are problems here, it is just showing you what the future of this relationship is. And this aspect is important and giving you a snapshot of the future. Even though you may feel that a certain stand you made will make you lose respect if you turn around on it, Saturn is wisely saying, on the contrary, you will gain even more respect by admitting fault and turning it around. And it will make you wiser and even more dignified. If you feel a relief in some way with a reversal of a decision, then you are on the right path. If you're not, then you know you're on the wrong path. Uh, Plus, if you haven't heard the October scope where I mentioned that crazy lunatic Aries moon, there was a violent ending. Well, violent. I'm doing air quotes. I don't want to people to say, "Well, there was an ending of a relationship." Then I said that there will be a revival in spring of that relationship, or something very comparable to it. So here, um, what I'm trying to say is if you are making a reversal, um, do not be scared to make that reversal because it is showing you the outcome. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse. Let me move on. You are, and that's why I was beating a dead horse, because you are one of the signs that will be impacted directly, regardless of the degrees. So watch the 24th, Christmas Eve. And this might be about your child. It might be that you guys are having a child, and it might manifest in another way. Just be wary of that. It all depends on your natal chart and what's going on for you. All right. Coming up to the last, oh, well, not the last thing, because I decided to put this in because I think it's very, very important. On the 29th of December, Chiron, the wounded healer, the maverick, the teacher, the compassionate teacher, is in Aries, and it will station direct at 19 degrees. It has been going retrograde the past few months in Aries, digging up um, past wounds to see where the allegorical poison is and to clean it out. And now it will be going direct and healing your Aries related house, which is your communication um, sector. And if you have said hurtful things, or if hurtful things have been said to you, this is really beautiful because Chiron is coming in here and healing this, but in a cathartic way, very special way, very compassionate way. Uh, so whoever was involved with this hurt regarding a communication, both of you will be healed cathartically. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I get really involved in this. So, in any case, on the same day, the moon in Sagittarius will trine Chiron in Aries at 19 degrees. So, this healing will come through a friend who might be a mediator. That's so beautiful. Oh, it's very nice. Okay, the 30th. Oh my God, I'm crying. The 30th or the 31st. This is the third and final deal on that lingering Capricorn um, thing that I talked about. So the first week, like I said, compromise on the table. 21st with this winter solstice, a more debate on that compromise, and boom, here we are on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. That will be a new opportunity and a final hurrah for this compromise, which uh, will be seated at this time, if not acted upon on this time. And it's called, oh my God, every time I see this, I laugh. It's called the new black moon in Capricorn. I'm like, poor Capricorn. Why call it black? But I guess it's the dead of winter, and Capricorn is very, distinguished and somber. Um, so I guess black is fitting. And anyway, black is classic, and Capricorn is all about class. and being classic movies. Get it? um, but it is a very important new moon because it is reflecting the year of 2024, all our trials and tribulations that we've had with these oppositions and relationships ending and the back and forth and the squares and the heaviness of Pluto and Capricorn. As you look in the rear view mirror, um, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And oh my God, I am going to sing. I promise not to. And you know, when you hear that song, for all the things that we forgot, uh, it will be very fitting for the year of 2024. And it was, since it's straddling both years, it will set the theme for all of 2025, but in a good way. In a good way. Like I said, Chiron is going forward and healing everything as well. So it's going to be trust me, 2025, contrary to what everybody is saying, is going to be like going back to the golden age. It's going to be very beautiful. Capricorn will be shining its golden age on all of 2025. Oh my God, I just got I just got the theme for your guys' 2025 year videos. All right, that happened in Aquarius. See, Aquarius is forward thinking. It's the future. Anyway, I'm rattling off, and you're probably like, oh my God, when is she going to end? I'm ending now, Aquarius. So please, Aquarius, if you found this informative and if you found this entertaining, please smash the like button. It is free. And I'm trying to build this channel, so that would really help me out. Plus, I will be putting out Pluto and Aquarius videos for each sign before the end of the year because I want to get it over with. I don't want to do it next year. There's too many new things going on next year cosmically. And then I will be doing the Mars and Leo and Cancer video because Mars usually only takes 3-4 weeks in each sign, but it's spending a good full 6 months in Mars and Leo. So there's a reason for that, an important reason. And I'm going to be breaking it down for you guys. So if you're subscribed, you will be notified of those videos dropping. And it's also free to subscribe. And besides, half of you who listen are not subscribed. What's the deal with that? All right. Take care, Aquarius, and I'll talk to you soon.